Well, hello. It's another Saturday coffee talk, and this is some little behind the scenes. I got a little friend here, and I got Buster. Hey, Bus, come here. And so obviously the puppy's gotten very big. I don't even know, you can't even see him. Come here, come on up here. Say hello to Buster. Yes. Yeah. Okay, that's enough, folks. Anyway, so we're basically doing a coffee talk today. That's enough. Hey, Daddy, we got a coffee talk today. Mr. Sith is in the background here because he just took Buster in from a walk, which is why he's all like. But we were just calling to say, hey, oh, look who else is coming, little princess. The princess, you're already in. You don't have to. Little princess Chica. See? Oh my gosh. So everyone's like, what happened to your other dog? I'm like, she's camera shy. She already knows that she's super special, so she doesn't have to bother with any of you. That's about it. I guess Buster's going to lay at the bottom here. I hope you be careful.
I'm going to go watch Daddy play Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
But don't forget to smash and subscribe and hit the like button and subscribe to her.
What's my channel's name?
Calm in the Chaos.
It's Finding Calm in the Chaos. You're awesome, Pete. Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm gonna put my headphones on.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been kind of crazy, so I have a lot to talk about. You know, life happens. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure I have slobber all over me. I don't know if it shows up on the camera, but I guess we're gonna find out, right? That's about it. We'll see if this goes through. We had some issues with the first step recording, the little test, because it kept cutting off for like 15 seconds. Whatever. No sponsor today. I remembered that. And so there is a little disclaimer in that I do swear on Coffee Talk. If it comes out, it comes out. There's nothing I can do, people. If it comes out, it is what it is. So I'm putting my microphone back down here because I'm going to start playing my music in my ear for the actual podcast itself, and then we just roll at it. But I appreciate all of you guys. Please, like Peter said, subscribe and hit the like button. It helps substantially on YouTube get exposure and get views, because just like every other social media outlet, they bury you if you don't. So I appreciate you all. Let's see. Let's get this going, and we will. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again to another coffee talk. First one in February, number 12. I've only done 12 coffee talks, but I've done 30 episodes, which is pretty cool. So I did 30 episodes, was last Wednesday, and this is number 12 coffee talk. We took a break in January just because I'm trying to figure out this whole camera thing. So for those of you at home, there is a YouTube version of this. However, there is an audio YouTube, and then there's also a video YouTube. And there's some kind of behind the scenes stuff going on with that as well, and a little more chaos at the beginning. No pun intended. I am the chaos coordinator. There's that. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to tell you, I got a lot of stuff on my mind, like a lot. So I'm going to be rambling. And I will tell you that it's a little crazy. There's like it's always the little things, right? So there's going to be, sometimes there's like big explosions in your life. And then sometimes there's all these little tiny ones. And they add up to like almost worse than an explosion because you're being pulled from different directions. So first, right off the bat, Mr. Sith was in a car accident with Peter in the car. Everybody's fine. The car, Peter is eloquently named Frank. Frank's going to be okay. Well, I don't know if he's going to be okay, but they're going to fix him because there's that. So he is in the collision shop getting fixed. Mr. Sith just picked up his rental car today, which basically it looks like a clown car because he's 6'3" and they gave him like this really small Hyundai. Looks like a hatchback, but apparently it's an SUV or some sort of crossover. But yeah, he can. I know for a fact. He's like, I'm like, is that big enough for you? He's like, yeah, it's okay. That's the equivalent of he doesn't fit in it and he's gonna drive like a jerk. So there's that. He got into an accident. He was sideswiped by first off, both of them were at fault. I'm assuming there was some speeding going on by the other person. And in addition to that, he did not look both ways properly when he crossed the street because clearly he did not see her. But it wasn't like a street. It was, you know, the big shopping malls, and they have the little streets like in between because it's like this massive megalo shopping area. And he tried to cross it apparently and got hit on the front and back doors on the passenger side, of course, Peter's side. And one of the cool things is I was asking Peter about it, asking how he was feeling. He was fine. He was saying the story behind it is what's a heartbreaker. So Peter always helps Carl, Mr. Sith, shovel for the neighbor. Okay, we just love her. She's the nicest lady. Gwen, I don't even know if you listen. Hello. She comes over and she always like gives Peter money. She always pays him for what he does, and I love that because it shows that, you know, it gives him that entrepreneurial spirit as well. But what happened is Carl, Mr. Sith, went out and shoveled the area between our driveway and her driveway on the sidewalk, and Peter did not help that time, but she came over and brought money in an envelope, and Peter's like, oh, hey, cool, $25. And then he opens up his wallet and he's got like another $25 in there. He had like $49. I'm like, what? So he goes, you know what I'd like to do? Mommy and Daddy, I want to take you after dinner to Menchie's, which is like a frozen yogurt place that like you add a bunch of toppings so that they could wait at the end and charge you an astronomical amount. Still yummy, but he wanted to take us there. And I thought that was the sweetest thing. But, you know, we got old Buster. Is he here? No, he's not. I thought he was laying under my desk. But I figured I'd stay home because I will tell you, he does well at night, but he doesn't do well if like you just leave all of a sudden. He just barks. But it is what it is, right? He's a puppy. He'll get over it. I mean, he's going to have to because I gotta go out and summer's coming. I didn't want to lock him up. So I just literally just stayed, and then he had just ate. So we were waiting for him to like, you know, take a crap. And then I'm waiting. They go. I get a call. I was talking to my mom and I'm like, hey, I'm going to let you go because that's like, you know, the boys and I need to give them my ice cream order. And then immediately, it's his tone. You have to know Mr. Sith. It's his tone. And I'm like, what happened? Everyone's okay. And I'm like, really? But I had an accident. And I'm like, okay. So, he made it sound like his car was demolished. And then I got there and then he said, he felt like his A-frame was bent. And then he told me he could drive it home. And then we got towed. I don't know. He's very confusing, Mr. Sith. It's if you know him, you know it accounts for a large portion of my stress. Yeah, I love him, but he's a pain in my ass. He's notoriously a shitty driver. There's that. He'll self-confess, tell you he's a crappy driver. And it just makes me mad because he always, in the accidents he's gotten into, he gets hit on the fucking passenger side. He takes all these risks, but not on his fucking side. And that's the part that pisses me off. I'm just like, hey, you know what? To anybody, not just Mr. Sith, if you want to fucking take risks and drive out blindly and do all sorts of crazy fucking shit in your car, do it on your side that's going to be hit. Because when I first met him, he got into an accident doing, I'm pretty sure, the same fucking shit. Pulling out from a side street onto a main fucking thoroughway, and we got hit. So I personally have never been in an accident. I have no moving violations in my entire 53 years. I've been in 3 motor vehicle accidents, but I have been hit twice by drunk drivers. And once I had an accident that was due to the Firestone recall tires. And that's the truth. I have a clean driving record. In fact, I haven't been into a DMV until I bought this house because I had to go and change my address. And you know what happened after all those years? It was the same shitty ass experience. DMVs haven't changed at all. They're just literally a pain in the ass. So that's what happened. So he's got this tiny little Hyundai that he can barely fit into that's red to call more attention to his bad driving. I'm just saying. Because he's not driving my car. Simple as that. My car, is clean, number one. Like every time he gets out of my car, there's fucking garbage in the door or in the cup holders in the middle. And it drives me fucking nuts. Receipts, used napkins, an empty cup. I can't stand it. But there you go. So that's what happened with that. So we don't have to look for a new car because, Mr. Sith wants a pickup truck so that, because we have a water dog so he can tow a boat because apparently he wants a boat too. And I'm like, yeah. How about we go on this European trip first and then worry about fucking buying pickup trucks and boats because they cost about the fucking same. Just saying. I don't know what the money conversion is right now. I think we're losing some of it right now. But when we started booking all these properties, we locked them in like dollar to dollar. So that's like, thank you. Because usually we were spending a little bit more on our side. Oh, I always did. But there's that. What else is going on? The ankle saga. The ankle and foot saga. Don't even Lord Jesus needs to he's been laying hands on me. Because, so I'm seeing a Chinese medicine practitioner. And she's been doing acupuncture and gua sha and spraying the Chinese bone powder, liquid on it, whatever it is. And let me just tell you, it helps with the pain substantially. But I cannot get the fucking swelling down. You guys, it's so bad that I can't, it's worse swollen than it was before I got the surgery. I thought my ankle was huge before the surgery, which is why I got the surgery. Now it's completely worse. It's like 100 times worse. I used to have just a swollen ankle. Like the ankle bone itself was like a big bubble. Now I have a donut around my ankle. So I can currently only get slippers on and one pair of Skechers gym shoes. I don't know what I'm going to do with sandals because sometimes the top of my foot swells and I have a little, I know he did some nerve damage in the top of my foot because every now and then I'm feeling it. I think that's pretty standard after surgery when you're like reattaching shit. But so I really don't care about that, to be honest with you. I'd rather have that pain, that nerve pain, and the neuropathy is really bad in that foot now. Like I don't even feel, I only feel my big toe. And sometimes I only feel that. But it is such a strange feeling to just not be able to feel those things. And then all of a sudden it's fine. And then they fucking hurt. So then I'm like, well, I wish they were numb again. And I'm like, don't worry. It'll happen in a couple hours. And it does. But I have been trying to find shoes. Because here's me. I'm flipping out. Because I got to find shoes for Europe. That's all walking, man. And I'm actually sending back like the third return. For the same company, bless their hearts. They were handmade leather shoes. I don't care if you don't do leather shoes. Good for you. You do you, boo. I wanted something that I could stretch because I know that one foot's going to be bigger than the other. But it's by such a substantial size. It's a full size. I'm not going to be able to get shoes unless I buy 2 pairs of shoes. There's that. So, and find somebody who has a shitty right foot. And then we can just like switch it up. What else is going on? So yeah, I'm doing that. So I'm trying to find if anybody is in the northwest suburbs, like I'm talking like the Woodstock, Crystal Lake, Huntley area in Illinois. I'm looking for a massage therapist that is certified in lymph massage. I need lymph massage, people, okay? I don't need you to say you know how to do it. I don't need you to say you're real good at what you do and you can figure it out. I need you fucking certified because I could get really messed up from this because my lymph needs to be cleared horribly. I'm getting nodules again. For those of you who don't know, I have lupus. And so those of you who have lupus, you may or may not know this yet, or you may not have known and you have them. But you get these little nodules under your skin. They're like little bumps. They hurt like a motherfucker, okay? They're like, it's like almost having a hard BB, a ton of them under your skin. And if you touch them or you rub them, now they can be worked out over time, but I've had massage therapists who are like working the shit out of my legs and I'm gonna like kick them in the face. It hurts so bad. And I'm like, if you're trying to work those out, that's not gonna happen. So stop. Like, you're gonna make me crippled. Because I really do freak massage therapists out because I'm so bad. My back is all messed up. It's a lot, right? So I need to find someone who's in locally who does certified lymph massage for like 2 to 3 sessions a week, just so I can get this shit moving for maybe a couple months, and then I'm done, right? Then I just go for maintenance. That's what I want. That's all I want. It's not asking for much, people. So let me know. Like, send me an email or shoot me up a DM on social media. Let me know what you want. I'm going to take a quick drinky right here. I'm getting hoarse because pretty much all I've been doing for 2 days is yell. Because Peter was having a mood. I know he wasn't feeling well after the accident. He wasn't feeling well before the accident. But he's got this weird, like, that phlegmy, you know, cough thing. And then I'm going to be really honest with you. He does something that I cannot stand. And that's, he's a nose picker. Oh, God. Like, I can't. He's a nose picker. Now, I'm not saying that nose picking is bad, okay? It's bad. But I'm saying that, like, sometimes you get that little scab in your nose, you have something in your nose, you think a bug flew in your nose because you're outside, you reach in real quick and you do a little flick, and that's it. You know, you're done. Or you see it, you know there's something in there, you get a tissue, and you use your finger to manipulate it a little bit more to get it out. I'm totally okay with that. That's all part of life. No, Pete, he's a digger. Like, he's digging for fucking gold. He's pulling out a Cadillac. He's mining, okay? And then it goes in the mouth. And I'm like, ugh, like, I can't, okay? I can't. I've been trying to effectively communicate to him that it's germy. And all he's doing is basically taking his stuffed up nose and transferring those germs to the back of his throat, where we're all getting sore throats because you don't wash your hands properly, because he's the 7-year-old boy. And I'm like, did you wash your hands? And he comes out and he's like, wiping his hands all over his shirt and stuff. And I'm like, but did you use soap? And then he looks at me and I'm like, no, you didn't. And he's like, yeah, I did. No, I didn't. And then he goes back in. I'm like, what are you doing in there? What else is he doing again recently? It's like, I can't wait for spring because this kid needs to get out of the fucking house. He's taking toilet paper. Yes, that's right. You heard me right, people. Toilet paper, which at one point was as fucking prestigious and elusive as eggs nowadays, right? But apparently he's infatuated suddenly with taking toilet paper and wetting it in my sink while he's in the powder room and making things with it. At one time there was a huge chunk he made and he was carving it. I'm like, yeah, we can get you a whittle and a stick for that. But don't use toilet paper. Please stop. And I thought he had stopped, but I caught him doing it today. I'm like, really? What the fuck are we doing? He's had a little bit of a mouth on him. I understand. It's a little cabin fever. I get it. I got it myself. I'm going to breakfast after I see my Chinese lady on Sunday. Going breakfast with my girlfriend Denise. Yep, that's right, Denise, and we're both sassy. Because I just need to sit with an adult that isn't related to me or in my household. I'm gonna be super honest with you. I am just like done with everybody in my fucking house right now. So there's that. So if you have any tips on how to get your kids to stop picking their fucking nose and eating it, yeah, shoot me a DM. That'd be awesome sauce. That's going on. The dog is in doggy kindergarten, right? He's in puppy kindergarten. Okay, let me tell you. I like this woman and I don't like her. The lady who owns the place, right? So I paid $115 for 6 sessions for 45 minutes. The first session was all talking, except for the last 5 minutes. But let me explain to you. The session went 2 hours and 15 minutes. It starts at 8:30 p.m. I'm thinking 8:30, 45 minutes. Oh, this is not a problem. This is not a problem. I can totally do this. right? They want you to go as a family. I grab Peter. Now he goes to bed at 8:30, but it could be a late night, right? For practice for the summer. Practice. And yeah, well, that would be a no, because 10:15, this woman is still lecturing about her personal opinions on what dogs should be. Now, let me explain. She's kind of like holistic around dogs, like I am holistic around people. You know, she does, you know, she talks about, you know, what vaccinations are required and which aren't, which, you know, foods are good and which are shit, you know, quality, you know, if you're going to eat like all organic and all this stuff in your house, why would you feed your dog like Purina, right? And I'm sorry, I'm going to say that right now. If you're feeding your dog Purina or Science Diet, please stop and reach out to me, because there are plenty of foods that are way better than those two. They are the two highest recalled dog products like in the world. It's disgusting. And you don't even know where their sourcing's from. I'll give you dog food that's sourced in America. Just go to Chewy.com. You can literally go to Chewy and you can search that made in the USA, because at least then it could be, you know, not a great quality of food. You know, Buster's stuff is organic, it's non-GMO, and it's sourced in the US. There is better food that I wanted to use that's sourced, like each ingredient is sourced per farm. Like they'll tell you what farm it came from. The salmon came from here. The duck came from here. But you know, he's already like 53 pounds. So what am I going to do with, you know, $107 bags, 30 pounds each? That gets a little pricey, right? So I'm like, I'll just supplement with like, you know, treats that I'll make and veggies and stuff like that. He had his first portobello mushroom the other day. Yummer. He wasn't too sure about it at first, and then, you know, he was like, after a while, he was just like, it's the way he eats. He's like always chomping with it. He's got the cutest ass face. So yeah, so I love this woman, but I don't like her because I felt like she should have warned somebody that the first session is 2 hours and 15 minutes long. So by the time we got home, it was like literally 10:45. Not that I'm asleep at that time, but I'm usually in pajamas and relaxed. And then, of course, you know, we have to have the dog that takes a crap in the middle of class. So there's that. I mean, yeah, they're used to that. It's a dog training facility and whatever. But, you know, I'm like, really? And I even withheld food. We fed him at 5. It was at 8:30. Plus, I pulled his food an hour, his water an hour early, like they said. So he didn't pee, but he took a poop. There's that. Second appointment. So wait, what did we learn? So like in the last 5 minutes, they had... Carl's walking in, because I'm already kind of an authority in the house, so I know I'm not going to have a problem. I'm just watching for commands, and we're all like on the same page. And Peter to kind of watch as well. But like the last 5 minutes of class, she's like, walk around class with him and make sure he's not pulling, and you know, whatever, like to get him used to that. Okay, cool, that's fine. Second class, he said there was really no training, that she talked more about foods and whatever and stuff like that. I forget what he exactly said, but I guess then they had like a playtime, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. Like I totally wanted to get socialized, especially since like, you know, his socialization and, you know, entails of him like deciding whether or not Chica's going to flip out on him that day. You know, she loves him, she hates him. She loves him, she hates him. So it depends, but that's just like a senior, right? You can't expect anything more from a senior dog. She's going to be 15 in September. She's not interested in puppy. And boy, when he wants to play with her, he gets super crazy and he's bouncing up in the air. And I'm like, dude, you got to watch, because if you hit her, you can hurt her, you know? He's puppy. He's got to be taught that. She does. She strikes him like a cobra. Like she's fast. She's still got it. It's all that good food she's eating. But I just thought, okay, so we had a playtime, but I'm like going to get him, you know, I'm paying for like a permit to go to the dog park here, our local dog park. So I'm not playing for a play area. I'm playing for puppy kindergarten. I just expected a little more like specific commands that would be the first ones that you would do. I'm trying to do all the right things with this dog, because all of my dogs have been rescue dogs, right? So I'm trying to make sure that like, because I have him as a puppy, that I'm molding him into this dog that could be everything that he could be, Plus, he's going to be a big fucking dog at 160 pounds, maybe more. So I want to make sure that he is controlling and know that we're the fucking boss. I mean, that's not a joke. I mean, it's not even a joke when you got like an 80-pound dog. I mean, Chica's 17 pounds. She can be vicious. She's crazy. We have an appointment for her in February to get her 3-year rabies. She doesn't get any other vaccinations. I don't want to hear any bullshit. She doesn't, because she's had reactions to them in the past. So I don't want my dog to die just because you feel safe that she gets Bordetella or whatever it is, and she doesn't even get to go into a kennel. So there's that. She doesn't need any of that. She doesn't, like, she's just not, her body doesn't do that. So she just doesn't like her teeth touched. Like, she doesn't like her nails touched. She gets crazy. And I know they're going to tell me, so I'm trying to do her nails like ahead of time. I told Mr. Sith 4 days in a row now that we need to cut her nails. So what's he doing naturally right now? Playing fucking Harry Potter. Okay? Yeah. But I'm going to try to clip them because she'll scream. That Shiba scream. Google it if you don't know. It's quite fucking interesting. But that'll at least get her where it's not too long, and maybe they'll just leave her alone. Or won't say anything. I know I can always deny, but you know, I don't want any circumstances, because just like a regular medical office for us, they tend to fucking shame you. Like I was talking about how I would give her some calming things before she went, so she wouldn't be a complete like fucktard when we got there, right? She'd be she will be a freak show, okay? A freak show. So I said, you know, I mean, sometimes I wonder whether or not I was telling my mom, like, should I get a muzzle? Should I get a soft muzzle for her? Just to make sure she doesn't bite anybody. Like, I'm going to be fine. But sometimes when she's in a mood, and she will grab, like, she'll go for me. And then I'm just like, what? And then she'll be like, oh, sorry. Like, the ears go down. And I'm like, girl, don't even play with me right now. You sleep in my bed. You better not bite me. So there's that. So that's going to be interesting to take her, because they're going to be like trying to upsell me all this shit and all these shots. And I'm going to be like, hey, just give me the 3 years rabies so I can get the hell out of here, because it's probably her last rabies shot. Let's be honest. She's going to be 15. Shiba Inus live 8 to 9 years. No, what is it? 11. I think they live like 10 to 12. Maybe it's 10 to 12. Buster's 8 to 9. And the longest Shiba lived for, it was a long time. How long did the Shiba live, Mr. Sith?
I don't recall.
In Japan? He's going to pretend like he don't know. He will rattle off statistics to me all day at the most inopportune, like random facts. And when I ask him for one, he don't got nothing, because he's playing fucking Harry Potter. I wish I was joking. So yeah, that's going to be fun. I can't wait to take her, because he loves her. He loves the vet. He fucking loves it. He goes in, he was all excited. He remembered the first time, because obviously he's been there twice now. And he goes in and all the girls are like, oh my God, look how much he's grown. It's like he's doubled. And you know, and he doubled. And so, but Chica, as soon as she gets to the parking lot, she's going to smell and be like, hello, no. And she's going to start the pull, and I'm going to have to pick her up, and I'm going to have little hairs all over me. Like, well, what difference does it make? I have little white sheddy things on me, drool and glob all over me. And so what's a little more pointy little Shiba hairs? Whatever. I'm embracing it. It's what happens when you have dogs, right? You get fucking hairy. I went on Amazon and I put on my little Amazon list these like, so they're supposed to be like super stick de-hair linters, because I really need that. Like, because I wear a lot of black, and it's so strange because he's half black, but for some reason, obviously all his white hairs are showing up. Like, damn it, why couldn't you be all black? And then I would not see anything on me. It would be there, but I don't know. And then I also, Lord Almighty, if you have a long-haired dog, the hair in the washer right now, without even realizing that it's everywhere, is ridiculous. So I wipe it down. Well, I tell Mr. Sith to wipe it down. When I was down there, I do. I don't go down and do laundry. He does, and then he brings it up and I fold. I cannot walk up and downstairs all day like that shit. My back hurts. And my feet can't handle it. But when I did go down there the other day to wash something, I forget what it was. It's always filthy. Like, I'm like, how do you wash and everything's filthy? Soap everywhere, shit's all dusty. And then I gotta go down there and like wipe everything down, open up the soap dispensers, wipe those down, fix the stuff. I'm like, really, dude? Really? I bet you if I went down there now, I use borax. I do as a pre-wash for some of my shit because I need it clean, but it's an OCD thing. So I have like an old Tide Pod container and I keep it and I just put the borax in there so I could scoop it out. Let me just tell you that it's empty. I went to go fill it up. He didn't even tell me we were out of borax. I'm like, okay, cool. So I guess we're out of borax. I bought it. I bet you if I went down there, it'd still be in the box. Hey, Mr. Sith, is the borax still in the box?
No, it's inside that container that you put it in.
You put it in the container?
Yeah.
Hell just froze over, people. I cannot believe it. Wait. The borax is in the container. Well, there you go. Good job, hon. Good job. Wow. That's actually surprising. I'm not going to lie. Surprising. I will tell you this. I bet you it's in there because I was yelling at him when I told him to take it downstairs because it was sitting on the counter for 2 days before, because I guess borax just sits on a counter. I'm like, dude, if all of the laundry detergent is here, you would take it downstairs when you go downstairs. If you guys even saw my basement, you would flip out just like I do. That's why I don't go down there unless I have to. Because when I go down there, it's going to be spring. I'm going to have my nieces and my sister come over and we are going to KP that whole downstairs. It's going to be BK, okay? Like basement BD, basement duty, okay? We are going to go downstairs and I'm going to clean every ounce of that. We're going to take everything. We're going to scrub with brooms, okay? We're going to bleach it down. I don't even care. They can wear rebreathers. I don't even care. I'm going to open the windows. We're doing everything. I'm cleaning everything. We're pulling down all of that. The people before us decided that they were going to stud the basement and remodel it, except they never got a permit. So how's that fucking helping me? So all that needs to come down and all their wrong insulation that they put up that's hanging from the ceiling. So we'll take all that down and I'm going to clean it all. And then it's getting organized because then we're going to start remodeling the basement. And I believe that's going to be a 2024 project. I don't know how long it'll be from then, but I will, we were going to put a bathroom downstairs, but in all honesty, it costs too much right now. It costs too much. In Illinois, people, it is fucking expensive here. I know you people on the West Coast think it's expensive there, but let me tell you, you're paying for the sun. Enjoy yourself. Pay that kind of price and live in fucking Illinois, okay? Everything here is shitty, okay? Everything. There's nothing good here. You can't even go downstairs and enjoy all of the beautiful things in the city of Chicago because you may or may not get shot or fucking mugged or run over or name like 9 other things that are happening with crime on a daily basis in Chicago. Just saying, born and raised there, so I can say that shit. I don't want to hear about like all the fucking Naperville people who tell people that they're from Chicago. You're not from Chicago, you're from Naperville. It's always the Naperville people. Always. You ask them, where are you from? Chicago. Oh shit, I'm from Chicago. Where are you from in Chicago? Because you know, Chicago's a big place. So there's, you like, if you're from Chicago, you know the neighborhoods, right? So they'll just be like, well, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from like Little Harlem, right? Like New Little Harlem. In, you know, Harlem-Madison area. Little Italy. Oh, I'm from Naperville. But that ain't Chicago. It's not, it's a, what is it? A far Chicago and far Chicago suburbs. Okay, but it's then you live in the far suburbs. You don't live in Chicago. Whatever. People from Chicago are the only people that think that's like ridiculous. But I've heard it even in travels. you go somewhere and they're like, somebody's talking about how they're from Chicago, and I'm like, hey, I'm from Chicago. Where are you from? And then, you know, they're like, Naperville. It's always Naperville. I'm telling you, ask anybody. It's always Naperville. So that's it. I lost my train of thought there. What were we doing? I don't know. Now I'm remodeling a basement and I'm downstairs. The borax, he never put shit away. That's where I was. Anyway, so that's the kind of deal with that. And, you know, it's just compounded over and over. So here's like the fine, well, I don't know. I got a little bit of time. Where's my little thing here? I got to look. I hope I'm still recording. Yeah, I am. You know, sometimes you hit the button. I don't even mean to. But, so obviously I'm pretty open in that I see a therapist. I think everybody, if you should see a therapist, because I love my therapist. I've been seeing her for 6 years now. And it started with postpartum rage. I got that diagnosis and I thought, well, I better see someone before I kill Mr. Sith. So, you know, I'm doing what I can for society in the household. And I love her. I absolutely love her. And I can't express, if you are not sitting down with your therapist and you don't think that you're having a cup of coffee with a good ass girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever the fuck you want, and you're able to say whatever you want with no judgment and really get, I don't want to hear it like, yeah, girl, yeah, I hate that bullshit. If I'm wearing a shitty outfit, I don't want you to tell me I look pretty because you're my friend. I want you to tell me that it looks like a shitty outfit and I should change. That's a friend, okay? If you're making shitty decisions, somebody needs to tell you, that kind of friend, okay? If you don't have a therapist that acts like that or makes you feel like that, but yet still navigates you through without bias, don't fucking lose that person. And that's what I got in my therapist. But I will tell you that since I've seen her and they've changed companies, they were something else. I don't even remember what it was, like the first 2 years. Now they're another company. I'm not going to say who they are, because quite frankly, I don't want any issues, but because they've resolved them today. But they have the shittiest billing system known to man. I have been fighting with these fucking people for 3 years about their shitty billing. They don't bill on time. Then they wanted, you know, everybody wants a credit card on file, right? You got a $30 copay. I go twice a month. At one point I was going once a week. So this shit adds up. I think they're just taking the copays out after every visit. No, they're not. They didn't take copays out for like, I don't know, 4 months. And then I go into my portal and there's like fucking a huge balance. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I pay it and I'm like, well, shit, like there, I paid it, like whatever. And the very next day, they ACH'd and took it out of my account. So I paid them twice. I'm like, how do you not fucking see I just paid you? Oh, that was a federal case because nobody there. So their billing people cannot see the billing portal. I'm not lying. This is the truth. I don't get it myself. Seems a little ridiculous, but their billing people don't see the billing portal. So it doesn't matter if you're paying in the portal. They can't fucking see it. And then, so, that was a nightmare. I finally got credited after like 2 months of me just bitching. And then just finally, my therapist talked to some managers and I pulled my credit card. And apparently tons of people are doing that. So I pulled my credit card from the file so they can't just randomly fucking charge me. I'll pay my own bill. I'm a big girl. So that's what I've been doing, except they don't know how to bill. So of course I reached my deductible after the surgery, my personal deductible. So my copay for just a few sessions went down to like half the amount. I don't know why they do that. That's the insurance company. I don't make the rules, but that's what it is. You have my insurance. Why don't you figure it out? Apparently they can see everything. Half the time they're telling me what is there and I'm like, that's not fucking true. I'm looking at this right here because they're seeing like delayed systems. And like, long story longer, I wound up disputing an amount and then because it just didn't add up. It was like more than what it should have been. So of course in December, it's like December 30th and I'm like, okay, I want to clear my account. So I'm just going to pay this disputed amount and get it the fuck off and call it a loss. Like, I'm going to be honest. I was beaten at that time. I got the surgery, right? I'm tired. It's Christmas. I have New Year's. I ain't got time for this, right? So let's clear it out. I pay it. I get my January statement. I've only seen her twice, right? I'm seeing her every 2 weeks now. I have 2 appointments for my January statement. You would think, right? How fucking easy is that? Plus the new insurance cards already sent, filled out all my forms on the portal, already completed, way before my appointment, right? Because my appointment was the 10th. Next thing I know, I go and I get my January statement. It's only got 1 appointment. That's the first thing. They're saying they received a payment on the portal on the 30th of December of last year, but it's only for $30. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm a self-pay because they didn't put my insurance information in. I'm like, nope, not doing it this year. So I escalated it, got with my therapist as well, who also escalated it from her end. And I wound up getting a call from like the Midwest Regional Patient Billing Director or some shit like that. Some useless fucking title where she just puts out like fires every now and then when someone like me is complaining because their billing department sucks ass. So I was like, okay. And I talked to her, a really nice girl. She was like, she basically acknowledged everything that I had said, that it's absolutely ludicrous that they can't do what I want. Because I said, let's do this way. We're calling it a wash in 2022. Let's not fucking talk about that anymore, just so that I can keep my sanity. Number 2, I need a January statement that reflects the 2 appointments I had in January, because like essentially the very definition of statement for January means everything in January. And then I needed to show my actual fucking insurance and a $30 copay for each. I owe you $60. How hard is this? Like, this should not be hard. And she's like, it shouldn't be. And then acknowledge that it was a major problem, that they don't see the portal and they don't. And I said, well, you know what? You need to escalate this to your systems people and your directors, because they need to know that they need a new system. Clearly. Because if I hadn't had such a great experience with my current therapist, I would leave over this. And she's like, I totally understand. And she's like, between you and I, your therapist probably doesn't even know. She's like, we are working on a new system now that's in development. And I'm like, well, that doesn't help me now. But apparently there was an overpayment in 2022. So we came to a solution. Long story short, or long story longer, I'm getting a $30 credit from December because I overpaid like I fucking said I did, but they didn't ever answer me. Like the dispute said, but yet, so she's just going to credit my credit card. That's like where we're at. I'm like, just reimburse the credit card. I don't even want to fucking see anything on my January statement. Please do not put anything on my January statement. And my January statement, she's going to fudge one that has both appointments, put in the insurance, $60 copay, and I'll pay it. She said she'll have it done by Monday morning. It might be in there now. I don't know. I didn't look because, quite frankly, the whole story is like enough to give you a fucking headache. So I apologize. But honest to God, outside of having the best therapist ever, that's the kind of shit I've been dealing with for 6 years. Because I don't want to leave her. I'm like, no, I can't give you up. And let me tell you, she appreciates it. She's like, I really, really appreciate that you fighting for this, because you could have easily left. And I'm like, yeah, but you've like literally done more for me in 6 years than like the last 25 fucking years of therapy and psychologist. Just saying. But that's about it. So that is what I'm going. That's what's going on today. That's our coffee talk. I hope you had a wonderful morning. I can't believe we're already in fucking February. It's insane that we're in February, and the fact that we are literally almost, it's the 11th. We're almost done. I don't know when this is going to post on YouTube, but it's going to record tomorrow. So there's that. It's the 11th, and we're already halfway through this month. Valentine's Day, I got tons of stuff I got to make. I volunteered to do bake sale stuff for our co-op. Now I'm like, I think I'm just going to buy cookies. Because I don't have time. But yeah, that's all. And you know what? I appreciate everybody listening to the episodes, but I do have to put this to the side and really talk about it. And I'm going to do that on the YouTube channel. So if you do want to know what's going on after we conclude all this now, shoot over to the YouTube channel, Denise Sith, Finding Calm in the Chaos. Subscribe, like Peter said, hit the like, smash the like button, hit the like button. I don't know what he said. And just look for this because we're going to be doing more videos coming up. Plus the European trip is going to be completely documented, both short and long videos. It'll be tons of stuff, but we're going to make sure that, you know, we're there having the time of our lives and enjoying a different culture. And in all honesty, we're doing this because we want to bring you along so that you can enjoy it as well. Because we know that not everybody can do that. And we want to bring you there with us. So that's kind of our intention behind it. So until next time, I'll see you next week. Lead with kindness. So we got that done. And for all the YouTube peeps, I just think it's really important right now. I'm super excited that we are so close to 3,000 downloads. The last episode is really hopping, episode 30. So episode 30, I believe it's called The Happy Quest. I'm not really sure. I'm echoing on this, so I'm going to take this off. But I believe it's called The Happy Quest. And it's really, it's beneficial to so many people because so many people are chiming in and preaching about being happy, choosing happy. And they're leaving out a vital, important piece of how that happens. And it infuriates me because what it's causing is this culture of people, this phenomenon of people trying to choose happy, but they're not happy because life is happening and things are happening and they're being triggered and stresses of daily life and kids and husbands and animals and life and work. And it's too much. And unless you know there's so much stuff that you need to do, work, personal work beforehand, in order to be able to do that. And even then it's hard on certain days. You can't just choose happy. You know what I'm saying? So subscribe to the channel. Please go download the episode if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? And until next time, see you in a couple weeks.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yo.